In the final, heavy hours before the cross, as the Passover meal concluded, Jesus looked at his closest friends, his disciples, and shared a chilling prophecy. A prophecy that would foretell betrayal, abandonment, and a profound test of faith for the man who was arguably his most passionate follower. This is the story of Peter's denial, a tale of human frailty and divine grace. As they walked toward the Mount of Olives, Jesus told them, "Tonight, all of you will desert me." He quoted the ancient scriptures, "God will strike the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will be scattered." But he quickly followed this somber prediction with a promise of hope. "But after I have been raised from the dead, I will go ahead of you to Galilee and meet you there." Peter, ever bold and impulsive, couldn't accept this. He declared, "Even if everyone else deserts you, I will never desert you." His loyalty felt absolute, his conviction unshakable. But Jesus, who knew Peter's heart better than Peter knew it himself, replied with a specific, sobering truth. "I tell you the truth, Peter, this very night, before the rooster crows, you will deny 3 times that you even know me." Peter was adamant. "No," he insisted. "Even if I have to die with you, I will never deny you." And in that moment of fervent loyalty, all the other disciples echoed his vow. They couldn't imagine a scenario where they would abandon their Lord. From there, they journeyed to a garden called Gethsemane. Jesus told most of the disciples to sit and wait while he went to pray. He took with him his inner circle, Peter, James, and John. A deep anguish and distress fell upon him. He confessed to them, "My soul is crushed with grief to the point of death. Stay here and keep watch with me." Jesus went a short distance away, fell with his face to the ground, and prayed a prayer of raw, human agony. "My Father, if it is possible, let this cup of suffering be taken away from me." But even in his torment, his ultimate desire was clear. "Yet I want your will to be done, not mine." When he returned to his 3 closest friends, he found them asleep. The weight of the hour, the late night, and their own sorrow had overcome them. He woke Peter and asked, "Couldn't you watch with me even 1 hour?" He urged them, "Keep watch and pray, so that you will not give in to temptation. For the spirit is willing, but the body is weak." A second time, Jesus went away to pray the same prayer of submission. "My Father, if this cup cannot be taken away unless I drink it, your will be done." He returned again to find them sleeping. Their eyes were just too heavy to stay open. So he left them one last time, praying the same words for a third time, fully surrendering to the path before him. When he came back, the time for rest was over. "Go ahead and sleep," he said, with a tone of finality. "Have your rest. But look, the time has come. The Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Up, let's be going. Look, my betrayer is here." And just as he spoke, Judas, one of the 12, arrived. He wasn't alone. With him was a crowd sent from the religious leaders, armed with swords and clubs as if they were coming for a dangerous criminal. Judas had arranged a signal. "You will know which one to arrest when I greet him with a kiss." He walked straight to Jesus. "Greetings, Rabbi," he said, and kissed him. A gesture of friendship twisted into the ultimate act of betrayal. Jesus looked at him and said, "My friend, go ahead and do what you have come for." At that, the mob seized Jesus and arrested him. In the ensuing chaos, one of Jesus' followers, John's Gospel tells us it was Peter, drew a sword and, in a flash of misdirected loyalty, struck the high priest's slave, slicing off his ear. But Jesus immediately stopped him. "Put away your sword," he commanded. "Those who use the sword will die by the sword. Don't you realize that I could ask my Father for thousands of angels to protect us, and he would send them instantly? But if I did, how would the scriptures be fulfilled?" Then, turning to the crowd, Jesus challenged their cowardice. "Am I some dangerous revolutionary that you come with swords and clubs to arrest me? I was teaching in the temple every day. Why didn't you arrest me there?" He understood what was happening. But this is all happening to fulfill the words of the prophets. At this terrifying moment, Jesus' prophecy came true. All the disciples, including the one who vowed he would die with Jesus, deserted him and fled into the night. The armed guard led Jesus to the home of Caiaphas, the high priest, where the teachers of the law and the elders had gathered for a sham trial. But someone was following, keeping a safe distance. It was Peter. He slipped into the high priest's courtyard and sat with the guards, a spectator in the shadows, waiting to see how it would all end. Inside, the high council was desperately trying to find false witnesses to build a capital case against Jesus. Many came forward with lies, but their stories were inconsistent and couldn't be used. Finally, 2 men stepped up and claimed, "This man said, I am able to destroy the temple of God and rebuild it in 3 days." They twisted his words to make him sound like a threat to their religion. The high priest stood and confronted Jesus directly. "Well, aren't you going to answer these charges?" But Jesus remained silent, offering no defense against the lies. Frustrated, the high priest put Jesus under a holy oath. "I demand in the name of the living God, tell us if you are the Messiah, the Son of God." This time, Jesus answered. His response was both a simple confirmation and a stunning declaration of his divine authority. "You have said it," he replied. "And in the future you will see the Son of Man seated in the place of power at God's right hand and coming on the clouds of heaven." This was all the high priest needed. He tore his own robes in a dramatic display of horror and shouted, "Blasphemy! Why do we need other witnesses? You have all heard his blasphemy. What is your verdict?" The council roared back in unison, "Guilty. He deserves to die." Then the mockery began. They spit in his face, beat him with their fists, and slapped him, taunting, "Prophesy to us, you Messiah. Who hit you that time?" Meanwhile, Peter was still outside in the courtyard, huddled by a fire, trying to remain anonymous. But his cover was about to be blown. A servant girl noticed him and said, "You were one of those with Jesus the Galilean." Denial number 1. Peter pretended not to understand, saying in front of everyone, "I don't know what you're talking about." He then moved away, toward the gate, hoping to escape further notice. But another servant girl saw him and announced to the people standing there, "This man was with Jesus of Nazareth." Denial number 2. This time, Peter was more forceful. He swore an oath to back up his lie. "I don't even know the man," he insisted. A short time passed. The tension must have been unbearable. Then, some of the bystanders approached him. His accent had given him away. "You must be one of them," they said. "We can tell by your Galilean accent." This was the final test. Cornered and terrified, Peter broke completely. Denial number 3. He began to curse, calling down judgment on himself if he was lying. "I don't know the man," he shouted. And in that very instant, a rooster crowed. Suddenly, the night air was filled not just with the sound of the rooster, but with the echo of Jesus' words in Peter's mind. "Before the rooster crows, you will deny 3 times that you even know me." The prophecy had been fulfilled, to the letter. The weight of his failure crashed down on him. He stumbled out of the courtyard and away into the darkness, weeping bitterly. Peter's denial is a heart-wrenching moment of failure. It's a stark reminder of our own human weakness when faced with overwhelming fear. But this is not the end of Peter's story. In fact, it's a crucial turning point. It's a powerful story of grace. Jesus knew Peter would stumble, yet he also knew he would rise again. Peter's bitter tears were not tears of final despair, but of a broken heart ready to be healed by forgiveness. His journey shows us that even in our most profound failures, redemption isn't just possible. It's offered freely through Christ's unwavering love. Thanks for watching. If this story touched you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that explores the depths of faith and the human experience.